What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of Cultivated Ignorance. I am Will, the host.
I am Mike, the favorite host.
He's not the favorite host. Don't.
I am. She already knows. I'm already her favorite host.
This week, we have the lovely Miss Lontaya Jones joining us.
How you doing?
Don't
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
be nervous.
We ain't nobody.
Oh, man. She's going to be talking to us this week. She has a new book out. Came out in January this year. It's called I'm Celibate, but now I'm Celibate. Now what? A Christian
woman's guide to being satisfied without sex.
Boom. So she's going to be talking to us about that. We're also going to be talking about how celibacy can affect your mindset, improve your focus, things like that. The challenges that people have faced with celibacy and how to overcome those things. It's just going to be a lot of talk about not having sex. So,
The exact opposite of a regular show. The exact opposite of any other show we have.
So yeah, she's going to be sitting down talking about that, explaining to us everything she's got going on. But first, we're going to let Mike get to the church announcements.
You put some respect on my name, well, I appreciate you. What's up, Rodney, Kanisha, everybody, Aaron? There's 1,000 people just walking in the room. Thank y'all for joining us.
I heard you get your church losing now. Because you know this is the part there.
This is the part that y'all love. I know. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take my time to talk as much as possible. I know you can't from here. Tuesday, January 18th, it is the return of Blue Note Poetry.
Yay!
Yes. I know y'all been waiting. I've been waiting. Of course, y'all know this is the jazz and poetry show that me and Mr. Al Black host once a month. Going down at the White Mule. This month, we got Kyla Janae Lacey, who is like world renowned at this point. She's currently at Southern Fried. She's got several viral poems. She was just on Ari Spears' podcast, as a matter of fact. She's been out here super popping. As well as Nico Thompson, who is part of the Queen City Slam team. He's amazing. That is going down next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. at the White Mule. Only $5 to get in. Sorry we're not free no more. I'm trying to get some better poets for y'all. Lydia said we look like Stacey said we look like Skittles. I don't even know what that means. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, it's going down next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. The White Mule, downtown. Please be there. Saturday, June 22nd at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. is the 2019 Pan African Festival at Hampton Preston Mansion and Gardens. That is downtown. That is hosted by the Organization of African Unity. They're going to be having like African dramas and music and food, all kind of great stuff. Fun for the whole family. Only $10 to get in for adults. Did I say January, Stacey? I meant June. Sorry, I'm drunk. It's
Right, maybe.
It's June. We talking about celibacy, so I got to get right. Yeah, so that's going on, like I said, June 22nd. $10 for adults.
You got a boy line.
Free for kids.
What boy is trying to get right for no television?
Hey, Elizabeth, how you doing? Last but not least, on June 26th, the 29th, and the 30th, the Conqueror Movement, which is an awesome movement out of Charleston, South Carolina, is going to be presenting the 3rd annual Falling in Love with Your Passion networking experience. This is going to be a 3-day experience centered around young professionals investing in ourselves, the same amount of time and energy we put towards others. Can y'all not talk about them, please? Rude, boy. I said no. We're going to be having different workshops and panel discussions, such as the What is Masculinity live panel. Will's best friend Stars will be a part of that. They're going to have a mixer as well as a $1 billion brunch. I don't even know what that means, but that sounds like it's lit. For more
broke boys like you are not a part of it.
I made it. For more information, please look up theconquerormovement.com. Please check those people out. They're all amazing people. They're doing some fantastic stuff. Terrence Gurin is a part of them. He was on our show in the past. Khadijah, I know I want to get her on the show. She's doing awesome stuff. Fantastic stuff. June 26th, 29th, and 30th. Conqueror Movement. Be there. Oh, so I'm supposed to.
I know you.
Mine's in the. My bad. Snap. My bad.
Don't be stealing
My bad, bro. My bad. I fucked it up. My bad.
Dang, bro.
You're right.
About to ruin it before we even get started.
You're right, man. You're right.
All right, so how you doing?
India.
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So as I was reading the book, I learned that you were celibate.
Yeah.
What? Shocker. No, so your book, I'm Celibate Now, what inspired you to write the book, or what made you feel the need to write the book?
After, I've battled back and forth with celibacy for a while, so I just simply got tired of attracting the wrong quality of men. So, did a little self-reflecting, self-healing, whatnot, and turned my experience into a book, and here we are.
Yes.
Okay. So you feel like celibacy helped, I guess, focus your mind on what the right guy was? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think if we, a lot of men manipulate women for sex, and I think if we take that manipulation out of it, we may be able to attract better quality of men. That's what I think.
You said women manipulate men for?
No, I say men. Men.
Women manipulate, because we already established that black men don't cheat or nothing. So,
Black men don't cheat, boy.
no. So,
I don't know, maybe not all of them, but some of them.
We got to pick our fallen brothers up.
we got. Hey, we don't cheat. We slip up. That's what.
We slip up.
Please pick them up.
That's it. That's it.
So no, you do a lot of other work as far as like mental health and.
Yeah. Well, I'm a blogger. I blog for a few sites and do mental health. Right now, I'm working with the elderly population. I work with at-risk children, and I'm pretty much a little hustler. Do a little bit of everything.
So, what is it? Well, I ain't gonna speak on that, but I guess so. Your life's mission is kind of like to help people through whatever they're going through. I think Michael, you're a lot like that too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you selfish?
I like the,
So you selfish?
No. I definitely do. I just try to incorporate it into like art, I guess I could say. So I'm doing what I love, but also I know it's helping people, like giving platforms for performance and stuff, which is what Playlist is all about. And that's what I love to do, but it's also giving people a chance to, express themselves. So I guess you could say that, yeah, it's a win-win.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you out here trying to make money, Mike. That's what yours sound like.
Help people at the same time.
That's what yours sound like. You sound like
You think the time he'll get money? He probably be balling better than both.
Trying to get it.
she probably do. She got this book.
Exactly.
If y'all buy it, I might just be balling.
Tell them how much the book is.
$12.99 on Amazon, or you can go to my website, LatanyaJones.com.
So,
Or you can get the Kindle version.
yeah. Read it like Will did it.
Now, do you make much money off the Kindle version?
I do. I make more money off Kindle. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, buy the Kindle version then. All right. So, you are still celibate, you said, right?
Still celibate, yeah.
How's that going?
It's going good.
How's it working out for you?
I mean,
So far, so good.
So what do you think the best part about being celibate is, besides the, help you find, I guess, or help you focus on the right man, get your mind off sex? What is the best part about celibacy?
There's a lot of mental clarity, a lot of you're just learning yourself, learning your love language, and self-healing. I know for me, when I was out there like that, I put a lot of money into like lingerie, hotels. So
Yeah.
Got to.
I'm not putting that.
What?
Y'all know what I meant, though. Y'all know.
I put a lot of money in that type stuff. You can say that you got it for something else, to travel and stuff like that. Hang out, and the whole thing is just to get to know yourself.
Okay.
When you said kind of learning your love language, you think learning your love language is easier to do by yourself, or like when you get in a healthy relationship?
I think it's good to start it by yourself, and so that way you know what your boundaries are and know what to tolerate from your partner.
So you can define that like concretely, like I don't want. Is that in front of you, Isha Jameson? She said you still have the same line.
Oh, yeah.
You said Issa Rae.
Ain't going nowhere.
Boy,
Boy, let Issa Rae go. What's it? What? I lose
What's
them.
up? There was a whole show.
Oh man.
So throughout your, I guess, start when you first started celibacy, what were the biggest obstacles you had to kind of overcome?
Loneliness was the biggest obstacle.
Really?
Yeah, because when you stop having sex, you lose your man, of course.
Dang, she
You
said of
lose your
course.
friends.
Dang,
Yeah,
bro.
it's hard to keep a guy if sex is not involved. Well, I won't say all guys. Obviously, the guys I was dealing with. It's hard to keep him around if sex is not involved. So
Were you in a relationship and then you told him you were celibate? Did you tell him before you had kind of relationship and then he just?
yeah, because I've been in about 3-4 relationships. So it happened a little bit of both. My first one, I told him I was still out. This is what I want to do, and
You told him that before you even started the relationship?
No, I haven't been in a relationship, not celibate yet.
So halfway through the relationship, you was like, I want to kind of. Dang, what did they say?
Oh, he started calling.
She said he didn't say nothing.
They started calling.
That's kind of scumbag.
They're like, yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, I want to be celibate. Hey, she be texting y'all want to be celibate. All she sees is the 3 dots, and they just disappear. And they just disappear. So I'm gonna get a response, bro.
There's a picture of my man with a peace sign. He just fades away. That's kind of crazy that he wasn't even like. It wouldn't even be a discussion. Like, how long were y'all dating until?
The first relationship, that was probably about 10, 15 years.
10, 15 years.
She said, you know what? We done with it. This whole fun, this whole sex thing.
Okay, I guess I gotta ask. So, what made you want to become celibate? Like, how far was it into the relationship that you decided you wanted to?
The first one, I really got just tired of being his girlfriend, and I thought.
She said, you know what? I'm gonna push him away.
We were just
first I did that, thinking that he would have been like, okay, let's kind of step our game up and get married and whatnot, but it didn't work.
Okay. So you wanted
you want the other effect.
I thought she was like, how can I get rid of this motherfucker?
You know what?
Yeah, cut off.
Oh man.
No.
We're gonna make a fallout by the end of the show, y'all. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Oh man.
So you said you told him you wanted it to be something more serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to, not that I don't believe it, but it's like, damn, we all together for 10 years.
Yeah.
And him just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stop calling. I don't want to talk about it.
No, was this relationship in the book?
Yeah.
Which one? Which was this?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the real garbage dude. Ooh, he trash both.
I didn't read the book.
Bruh, he trash both.
I hope you're watching the show. I hope you tuned in.
He's probably not.
So I completely got off track. Oh yeah, how did you feel about celibacy when you first started? As far as like how others would react to it, like not men, but just like your peers, women.
People think that once you go celibate, you're boring. Like all we do is go to church and pray all day and whatnot. That's not the case. Like, we still want to hang out and have a good time, and we're normal people. We just don't have sex.
You're not normal. That's how they react. You're not normal then.
Yeah, they think that she's too holy, or she's too, she's boring or whatnot. She's too judgmental or whatever. But we're normal people. We still want to hang out.
You talking about your friends now?
I'm just talking about people in general. I hope my friends.
Did you lose friends?
Yeah.
While switching over to celibacy?
No, I didn't lose any female friends.
Oh yeah. The male friends that you lost, the male friends you lost wasn't friends at all. If they gone now.
And I hate that because there's a lot of people who believe that men and women can't be friends. Like there's a popular belief that no man befriends a woman he's not sexually attracted to, and I'm like, that's super false.
Yeah, that's all.
Because I don't have any ugly. I don't believe in calling people ugly, but I don't believe in the ugly friends. But I have friends I do not find sexually attractive because it's just the friendship bond is so true that I will never want to mess that up.
Yeah.
But like, so that's disappointing to hear that your male friends would be like,
yeah,
we wired different.
You gotta disappear. That means you was holding out some kind of hope. She got fans outside the library, boy. I ain't popping.
So when I told her what it was about, she said she was gonna join. And well, I tried to give her the joy, so I wouldn't.
So you wouldn't be booby trap buzz?
Yeah.
Didn't work.
She said she had an interview.
Oh
yeah, she did. She wasn't there. She
does look like a professional black woman. I know that much.
Two black ladies in there with suits on. I was like, oh, they ain't playing no
shit,
game.
I gotta get my shit together. I'll walk in this room. Damn.
So what about the clarity did it give you? Like, okay, so I'll admit I was on a drought. It wasn't celibacy. It was a drought.
Can we make that distinction later on in the show? Because I don't want people to get that mixed up. People be on droughts and claiming celibacy.
Well, that's what I'm trying to make.
All right, go ahead.
I'm making it clear now. I was on a drought. I know I was like, I don't want to say level up. That sounds dumb, but like I was
R&B song.
I don't know. I was more focused. Like I got a lot of stuff accomplished. Like how is your clarity versus from when you were out here in these streets?
I think my clarity now is because I healed through, like I said, I tried celibacy like a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first time I did it, of course, it was with the wrong intent. It was more so trying to get him to step up and marry me or whatnot. Then the few other times between that, it was out of loneliness. So I think now that I've, my whatever the brokenness inside is healed and whatnot, there's more clarity.
Really?
I wrote a book, obviously.
I know that's a big compliment.
I was saying that's a thing.
Yeah. So done a couple other things that I'm proud about. Some self growth. So it does help bring mental clarity.
Okay. And so, how did you in that time of being celibate? How did you make sure that you healed?
I did see a therapist. I saw a therapist a few times, and I did a lot of journaling, and I turned my journaling into a book. I asked myself the questions that I didn't necessarily want to talk to the therapist about.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a lot of self-reflection. Just asking myself some questions, why this happened or why that happened. And I started answering the questions, and that's how we went from there.
Yeah, because I think, like, for whatever reason, like, after people get out of relationships, they don't deal with the things that happen.
Yeah.
They kind of just let time bury them.
Yeah.
Instead.
You're absolutely right.
So you did that by therapy and just
therapy and my own self-reflection, because I got background as a mental health therapist, so
Mm-hmm.
I kind of use myself as my own project.
Getting big yourself.
Yeah. That's gotta do it.
Yeah.
Question for Mike. Throughout all the broken relationships you've been in, how have you healed your wounded heart?
I'm about to break this friendship. I'm like, I haven't been through a whole lot of broken relationships, but I have my fair share
of broken hearts.
And like she said, I didn't go to therapy because I ended a bad relationship, but I did just go to get the outlet to just express myself without having to ask how the other person was doing. That's what I needed, because in day-to-day situations, I always feel like I have to ask how the other person's doing if they ask me how I'm doing and I'm talking too long.
Mm-hmm.
So I just needed somebody to just release that to. But relationships, is your sound on your tablet? I can hear something. Y'all hear it?
Hello?
Was it your computer?
I can hear it, but
My computer, but usually doesn't have any sound coming out.
Oh, okay, cool. No, just like purposely taking a break from relationships, period. Like, I've never been celibate, but I have purposely not been in another relationship at that time, because I know I still need to heal what happened from the last one, and just do some personal stuff. And I know that me being the person I am, I always get distracted very easily if I'm in a relationship and trying to accomplish a bunch of stuff. And so I'll just just purposely not get in a new relationship anytime soon, even if I could. Like, just purposely refuse that.
Scared of being hurt.
Anybody's kidding.
Yeah. You know, they have this thing though that the best way to heal from a relationship is to get under somebody else, and I think that's the worst.
That shit is the
ever.
worst.
Yeah.
That's part of the sexual. That's part of
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I'm a power bottom.
Don't play me. So actually, some dudes started calling me power bottom at work, and I was like, yeah. When they push, you push back.
That's so funny. Now that's what I think of celibacy can be such a good thing, because when you have the opposite of attitude of like, instead of just rushing to have sex again, I'm gonna just like purposely not have sex with anybody and just like make that known from Jump Street. Like, that can help you out dramatically. That's what I believe anyway. I can just help you out so much.
Yeah.
Even for non-religious reasons. I don't want to get in that section soon too. But what do you do to heal from your thousands of broken relationships?
Not thousands.
I mean, it's them that need to heal, so they got to do that on their own.
Yeah.
Because you made them so distraught with your awful
with my delicious peen. Stop. Okay, what we're not gonna do is give people hypothetical STDs. All right, so, this is your little thing.
So disrespectful, bro.
It was worded weird. That's why I didn't say it. I was trying to do how men and women are often ridiculed for being celibate.
How's it worded weird? How's it worded weird? Worded weird.
Oh, you want me to say? Okay, so you want me to add words you left out? How are men and women often ridiculed for being celibate?
Oh, it wasn't posed as a question. It was like a statement.
Oh, well, maybe you should state it then.
I did state it. Go ahead with the time.
How men and women often ridiculed. But like I said earlier, you know, they think that celibate people are boring, and you know, we don't have a life. And then some of us think that if we celibate, we either have a disease or we gay or something. This is
gay.
Yeah. And that's not necessarily the case. You know, some of us just taking some time off and either waiting for our husbands or, you know, trying to accomplish other personal goals.
Mm-hmm. What's the worst? And Veronica Hort said celibacy is a great form of healing. I agree. What's the worst response you've got from a dude from turning down sex with him? Not even saying you celibate, but
don't respond. That's it. You know, if we're talking, trying to get to know each other, and you know, whether they did their own research or we just come out telling you know, hey, I'm abstaining from sex right now. That's it.
That's it. No more talking.
Right? They don't respond.
You ever had a moment like in the moment of them trying to get it in the moment y'all spending time together? And then you told him, like, actually, I don't want to. You was like, you put your fingers back and everything. You had a moment like that, he responded, like, some type of negative way?
And, you know, I haven't gotten that far yet, but if anybody wants to experience, test this out. You're welcome to slide in my DMs.
You're welcome to slide in my DMs.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
You go as far as I'm going to let you.
Right. Talk to me, just let them know. That's just crazy that people would just stop altogether. But so speaking of like how people would get ridiculed, I was talking on how as men, a lot of times if you refuse sex as a man, you can call gay or something's wrong with you. Mm-hmm. You ever had anything like that, Will? Like, we'll never refuse sex because he's just an animal.
I don't, because it's always consensual. and if I'm with a partner, it's always with that partner.
You making a plea. But like, I mean, how do we, I guess, kind of...
It seems like, based on what she said, it seems like the treatment isn't very different.
Yeah.
How do we, like, I guess, resolve that? Well, I guess with the men not responding, that's not so much bad as, like...
Or you have men that are pretend they're celibate, you know, like if you say you're a celibate woman, they'll pretend and they'll try to, manipulate you into changing your beliefs or
Oh,
changing
I
your
love you.
mindset.
I love you so much. We should both break each other's celibacy.
Right. That's what some of them
We
do.
should be each other's new life.
We should be each other's first in a long time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You've had that
I can-
happen before?
No.
You just heard stories.
She's out to the
Just heard
BS.
stories, yeah.
Dang, boy. I mean, but I was asking, like, how do we kind of, I guess, get people to be more understanding that you can refuse sex and you can be celibate and nothing can be wrong with you. It can be perfectly logical. They can even be a great, wonderful date, and you just not want to end up with sex.
Yeah.
How do we get more people to understand that? You know, how many have you?
I think this podcast is good. You know,
That's what I'm talking about.
educating people and letting them know
More
that.
people gotta watch the Cultivated Ignorance.
Yeah.
That's right. I knew you was going to be a good guest. What's your suggestion?
I don't know. I think it's hard because society is kind of not based around sex, but it's so in everything we do. You know what I mean?
Everything.
It's so normalized that sex is supposed to happen over the course of a relationship. And so
Yeah.
I think it's like you really gotta talk to that other person or talk to people in general
Mm-hmm.
that like relationships are not about sex necessarily. It's just about building that bond. As corny as that sounds, but it really is. You gotta get the focus off of sex in a relationship.
Yeah.
Y'all think it's better to just do it from Jump Street, like
Yes.
on the first day, or should you wait till actually it arises?
No, it's like when you tell somebody about your like educational history. It's like
I got a PhD.
I got a PhD. I went to Dartmouth. I'm celibate. I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
And master Ruan.
After the kids, before
The PhD.
I don't care about the PhD. You think he ain't having sex? Oh no!
Let me get my.
I make $2 million a day.
He might sit down and like.
Yeah,
He might sit
you making that Oprah money. He gonna stay, no matter what he got to go through.
What's Devin doing? So, do you have another one next up? Or you want me to go ahead?
Oh, go ahead, man. Do you think?
So what are some like non-religious reasons you would suggest other people? I'm sorry. What are some reasons in general that you would suggest to non-religious people to maybe try celibacy, like in their lives?
We said mental clarity a lot. I think learning your love language, learning yourself, and also healing from a lot of mental disorders. Anxiety and depression, because that stuff kind of take a toll on you after a while. You anxious, and how did your partner feel about this type of stuff, and waiting for the next phone call, booty call.
That's a great.
So mental.
I think it's a great point, because even if you were in a committed relationship, but it's not necessarily booty call, when you're in a relationship for a long period of time, like you are constantly thinking about what that person thinks about you.
Yeah.
And if they're pleased with you, if they're satisfied with you, if like a text conversation doesn't go necessarily smooth, you be like, oh, what she meant by that? Or like you get them extended period of times where they don't text you at all, you be like, oh, what she doing? Why she answering her phone? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, shit.
that's whatever age.
And then women got this thing that we women believe that men get bored easily. So you put a lot into ourselves trying to spice it up for you guys. And so that that's a lot of pressure. We should always be practicing self-care, self-love, stuff like that. But when you're constantly doing it for the attention and affection of your man, like, oh, if I don't get my nails done this week, what is he gonna think about me? Or I gotta buy new underwear because he's tired of seeing the same old ones.
I mean, holes in the drawers now. That's a different story now.
They clean drawers, they got holes in them.
I don't say that, but for some reason, that's how we're taught that y'all get bored easily. So we gotta spice it up. So that gets a little taxing sometimes.
Do you think that's the same for men? Like, who do you think is worse for? Because I heard you constantly, as a man, you're told like, if you ain't pleasing your lady, another nigga will.
We're told the same thing.
So who you think
gonna do another woman will?
So who you think is worse for, or is it worse for either party?
I think it's worse for women.
You think so?
Yeah, it's worse for women because we accept men as y'all are, like
Yeah, we be some
whether
whole
y'all-
bums out here.
Yeah.
We be some whole bums out here.
We be season 1 Lawrence's. Yeah, up on Instagram.
But I mean, women, we got to go to bed in full makeup and
Who do
keep
that?
hair done all the time.
I don't need none of
I
that.
don't know what man is demanding y'all to do
None of
this. Stop it immediately.
Right? Yeah.
Stop it right now.
I don't need no makeup. Let me get a bonnet, and I don't care.
Listen, you just want to tie that thing,
Yeah.
whatever. I think, like, I'm all about this movement of, like, women no longer faking orgasms. I think that's what this whole male ego, constantly feeding the male ego,
Oh yeah.
is definitely what women are socialized to do. And I think the faking orgasm is definitely an answer to that. Even though I don't understand to this day how men can be in, like, extended relationships and with a woman who's constantly faking orgasms and, like, not know. I think a lot of men do know and just don't care. And they just get what they want. So it's just like, well, she said she was good, so she good.
I mean, no, I'm just kidding. No.
Well, that's the Will Smith philosophy right there.
I don't know if they know, because if she's been faking it from the get up, how would you know what's fake and what's not?
If you,
I mean, she's been faking it out the gate, like.
if you've been having sex for a while, bro, you can feel when somebody's body is just, like, uncomfortable, I guess you could say.
But if she's been faking it from the jump, how would you know?
You know, if y'all been together long enough, I feel like you wouldn't know. If you've been together with somebody for 5, 10, 15 years,
And you ain't never made them busts. How would you know?
I feel like you would. I don't know. There's only so much some people can fake. It's like being around somebody you don't really like and being friends with somebody you don't really like. Like, you can fake laugh in front of them for, like, 5, 10 minutes at a time. You can, like, fake laugh at their jokes. You can like interesting in conversation.
But it's not only a 10-second job.
But, like, sex though can be wild.
I mean, it might feel good, but they just never bust.
I don't know, bro. I think niggas don't care.
Maybe he like be hitting it, but he don't last that long.
That could be it.
Like he be
And
blowing the back out that thing.
He's so confident in his world.
But it's only for 45 seconds.
He got time to recognize it. That's a good point. Think about that. I don't know. Do you have any reasons that you would consider being celibate, Will?
No.
That you heard all the like, learn your own love language and
I'm on my shit. I got money. I know myself. I'm not messed up in the head. I'm not broken. I ain't got
you're
no
not messing in the head.
No.
Okay, that's a lie.
I mean, because you can be perfectly mentally healthy and love yourself and still go celibate.
Why would I do that? No, man. The only reason I would go celibate, only reason I would probably go celibate is to focus on religion and to fix some old wounds that ain't healed yet. But I'm good right now. Like, the sex is making up for it.
I'm gonna give you some more reasons. I'm gonna give you some more reasons. These are, like, undeniable reasons you should go celibate, like, right now.
This is okay. Top 10 reasons you should go celibate.
It's not 10. It's like 3. Top 10 dead or alive reasons. All right. So from what I studied, right?
Oh, here he goes. What he studied the last week.
It was this book. You're not gonna diminish this. I got it.
Man, they got all his facts from Wikipedia.
I got it. No.
Did you take it from the book?
No, because he was
He
reading
didn't
the
read the
book.
book. He was reading.
Listen, there was a whole dynamic to this. You can talk from the guest. The whole dynamic was he was gonna read the book so he can get your viewpoint.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna look at, like, mostly men's
This
viewpoint.
nigga never said none of this.
I didn't have to because I knew you was reading the book. I didn't want you to fuck it up by going up and messing with my research. So shut your face. Let me do the thing. So
You can't even take yourself serious.
One reason. It gives you peace of mind, King.
Get the hell out of here.
Bro, it does give you peace of mind. That's what people told me.
That's what people told you.
That's what people told me. It gives you peace of mind.
So these aren't actually facts. These are,
No, it does give you
These
peace of mind.
This is fact.
Somebody told you, right?
These are, like, people's experiences. This is not just stuff people just got from the air. It was like, peace of mind. Like, no, they actually lived this whole thing. And it makes sense when you listen.
is that measurable? Is it measurable?
Yeah.
Is it measurable?
You can look at the people who have been
Show me
celibate.
facts.
I'm reading the facts from the people who've been
You're
solving
happier. I'm happier.
it. Boom.
Yeah.
Gives you peace of mind. Another reason is it grants freedom of attraction without certain expectations. I can't attest to this because I pursued relationships with women and like pursued dates where I knew if I wanted it to, it could lead to sex. But I didn't want to like pursue that because I just wanted the relief of let's just enjoy each other, enjoy this food, let's enjoy the movies, wherever we at, let's just enjoy that without you feeling like you gotta compensate me for me spending money with sex.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. And you know you cheap, so that's right up your alley. And another thing, well, this is the biggest one, is it relieves the pressures of a sex-driven society. And like imagine like when you meet somebody off top that you're attracted to, and you say off top, like I don't want to have sex right now, and she says the same thing, like the whole pressure of having to perform up to whatever standard you might think is in your head.
Yeah.
I think when you have sex enough times, like certain people do this thing where they kind of approach every partner like, oh, she ain't gonna talk shit about me. I'm gonna lay the pipe down. Like I'm gonna make sure my game is on top. I'm sure women have the same expectations of I'm gonna make sure this dude don't drag my name to the streets. I'm gonna make sure I, please him right.
Yeah.
What if all that just went away and people could just enjoy each other? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So
You have more connections based off of, spirituality and what your needs are.
yeah, right, exactly. Like you can just. Daisy said, just remember, celibacy is not the same thing as abstinence.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Well, from what I've learned, abstinence is just a short amount of time. You can be abstaining for sex for health reasons or maybe grieving, or you just set a time frame. I'm not going to have sex for 1 year. And celibacy is more religious reasons. I'm not going to have sex until I get married. So
I would even say like it could be spiritual reasons, like I'm not having sex till I'm getting a better mindset state, or I'm not having sex till I meet somebody who's on the same spiritual level as me. Yeah, stuff like that. That's a good point. You do want to make that difference in your head. But I don't know, man. I just suggested I will try to help him change, better his life.
Yeah, whatever. I'm out here having sex.
Having sex. Abstinence is no partners yet. So where are we at? So do you think that celibacy will truly help somebody build like discipline and discernment within themselves, or is that just something that either you have or you don't? Like regardless of what you're doing, either you're gonna build that or not.
I think celibacy will help you discipline yourself in the area of sex. So like one of the things I used to tell some of my partners all the time is that you eventually get old, So when you're 70, 80 years old, you're not still jackrabbit style, is it? You know what I mean? So,
He said you about to be washed.
Yeah, so or if you can't have sex for medical reasons, there's a whole bunch of reasons why you can't have sex after you marry. So you're gonna need to be able to connect to your partner in other ways other than sex. So I think it disciplines you so that you don't cheat on your partner if a temporary situation arises and you can't have sex with them. But that just in the area of sex though, like if you still have a spending habit or eating habit, those are still problems that, maybe not having sex is gonna make you more self-aware of your other problems so that you can work on those, but not having sex is not gonna heal all of your problems, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It'll just give you a little bit more focus on you as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I was like arguing, and I had the Facebook, and thank everybody for who commented on the Facebook post. But like that's what I was saying, and they were just like, somebody had said like, well, we as human beings need sex, so it can actually be more detrimental because you're cutting off a part of yourself that you need. Even though I was like, you don't have to. It's not saying that you're not gonna have sex forever. It's just like,
do you need sex or you need like affection and intimacy?
Right. I think they got sex.
I don't know if they were saying like the human population needs sex to happen in order to continue.
I mean, we do need sex to happen in order to continue in general, but
so I don't know if they were saying that or what you said. Like we just need the affection and stuff. But they were saying the affection part, then that's invalid. Like,
Yeah.
you can definitely have that. They said week I was abstinent for 4 years and still ended up getting pulled out of retirement for a jerk. That can't happen. It's not like a foolproof plan by any means.
That happened to me. I understand.
So how do you encourage people who go through that? Like, I saved myself and then this MF is still trash. How do you help people like not put that on themselves?
You just gotta forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and go back to the basic. Forgive yourself for even falling for his lies. Obviously he lied and manipulated you somewhere along the line. So you just gotta forgive yourself for falling for it and identify that area in you that needs healing as to why you was attracted to the lie in the first place. Was you afraid of being lonely, or you got tired of being single? So something inside of you was attracted to whatever deception he had to offer. So you just have to forgive yourself.
Well, you don't think sometimes people can just hide the deception so well that you don't even realize it until it's too late?
Yeah, we call those type people psychopaths.
Accurate word.
We call them psychopaths.
Absolutely. You got something? You want me to keep going?
No, go ahead, man.
I think we are down to the damn end of the Black community question, right? Oh, no. No, we didn't ask that. Never mind. Yeah, let's go ahead and ask the Black community question. So I was wondering, we as Black people in general, I think we are doing a lot of dope stuff, a lot of wonderful things. I think more Black people are starting their own businesses or interested in owning businesses now more than ever, and doing great things. But I was wondering if it could be even better if more of us decided, like, what if we tried celibacy and just kind of transferred all that sexual energy towards just like community empowerment and like meaningful relationships, like getting other before sex, accomplishing personal goals. Do you think, like, what if the masses of the Black community became celibate and like we all knew it? Do you think that could help us, or would it even
be more
change
killers?
Would it be more killers? It's kind of the worst.
No.
Yeah, I really think it'll help. Right now, as a single parent myself, I think it's a lot of children being born in the single parent households, and there's a lot of absent fathers out there because the fathers were only connected to the mothers on a sexual basis, and so now that they can't get sex from the mom, they have no purpose to their children. So they don't know how to bond with their children without having sex with the mom. And so I think one of the things is it'll reduce a whole lot of children being born to absent fathers, and kind of strengthen our relationships and communities a little more. When we start connecting back to each other on a mental level and trying to get to know each other more outside of sex. And that way, divorced people or if your spouse passed away, I'm not talking to you guys. so don't come for me.
Don't come for me. Give me well. She's not talking about none of y'all. What you think, Will?
I think it could help, especially like it could the amount of focus, the amount of time we spend thinking about sex.
Yeah.
Is probably.
Bro, we're spending so much.
Yeah. It's outrageous.
Like it's in our music, in the movies,
TV.
And the money you spend, again, for the entertainment to enjoy it,
Yeah.
A lot.
So, you if you buckle down on that and you focus on, because it's going to make you focus on yourself, like not thinking about something that occupies your brain for, a decent chunk of the day. You know what I mean? It's going to make you focus more on yourself. And I think, collectively, if we all do that, then of course we'll see the benefits of it. She made a real good point about the absentee fathers, because I didn't even think about that.
I wasn't thinking about that either.
So, yeah, of course it will help. Yeah.
Nothing but fall over something.
No.
Something crazy.
No.
Yeah, people were on the same note. They were saying the same thing. Like, either we gonna do it or not. Like, taking sex. I was very surprised at these comments, man. I wish I could go back and read them all.
But the reality is it ain't gonna happen.
You don't think we could ever like sit down and be like, we having a lot of kids that don't have fathers. or we having a lot of, separate homes. Separate homes doesn't necessarily mean a broken home. We want to do all these business and stuff. Like, what if, like, y'all think that black people as a whole could ever just come together in America and just make one collective movement? Remember we talked about this with, who was it? Was it Mike Derek Dyson?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Talking about the black agenda, what it would look like. Like, what if the masses was just like, yo, this is one thing we're gonna focus on right now, and the masses was gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen.
You don't think it'll ever happen?
I don't think, like I said before, it won't never happen.
I think we bring back celibacy, and a lot of women order my book. It might just be some hope. There might be some hope out there.
So the key is your book.
Yes,
all
the
the
key is
answers
my
in the
book. Yes.
You want to improve the black community?
Yeah.
Buy her book.
Yes, please. Especially women. I think of it, I think women are the driving force behind a lot of the movements in our culture. So if women take back their power and understand that, this is me, this is what I want, this is what I'm about, I think a lot of men will fall in line with that.
You think so?
Yeah.
One of the first we got.
Right.
Well, didn't that happen? That's what Spike Lee basically no, it was based off a play, but didn't that happen across seas? A group of women, I forget what country it was, went on like a sex strike because they got tired of being treated wrong. You know what I'm talking about? And it was like this.
I want to go there.
It was like the Chirac movie. Did you watch Chirac?
No.
It's good.
It was an interesting movie.
Good for you.
The whole premise was like women were tired of being mistreated, so they chose to withhold sex until they get that shit together. And I always questioned if that would truly work or not.
I believe it will. I believe it can.
You think so?
Because y'all ain't not gonna have sex with yourselves.
Watch me. Watch me work.
Are you saying with other men or without like masturbation? Because niggas can masturbate all day, every day.
But you eventually get tired of that.
I don't know. It's pretty good.
I've been doing it for 20-something years. I ain't got bored yet.
It's made a little discovery and changed my life. Everybody saying, but I wish I could keep up all these comments. I appreciate y'all. Started saying pussy power.
Yeah.
I do think women definitely have the power to change things. And I think Malcolm X said, if you look at any great nation, the women were empowered and educated and doing something great in their community and in any great nation. So I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
But do you think women would ever like take advantage of that fully? Like,
I think if women recognize that power, I think it will. Because for whatever reason, women have been conditioned to feel inadequate without a man. So we feel like we need a man, but men need us.
At the same time, like we're ignoring like women's sexual desires themselves, right? Like don't women have? I mean, don't they have a sex drive?
But we turn that energy into something else. I mean, we have little women's empowerment teas, and we have natural hair meetups, and we turn that energy somewhere else. I mean, we open businesses and all type of stuff. We write books.
mm-hmm.
So that's what women do when they're not having sex?
Yeah.
They go to natural hair meetups.
Somebody right now, I'm planning their next event, sex free. Got $1 million idea,
right?
ready to birth it. Because sex is not on the brain like that. So I think so.
You think sex is on a woman's brain like that? Because I very much believe that women enjoy sex or desire sex just as much, if not more, than men.
I mean, we do, but we would prefer with our husband.
You think so?
Yeah, because men, I don't think men value it like women. That's why men is so.
Right, sex.
Yeah, I mean, they don't value it with one woman at least. The more woman they can get, like give it. Whereas a woman just like, oh, I just want this one man. So I don't think women and men value it the same way.
I do agree in the sense of like men are taught that the more woman you collect, it's like Pokemon or some shit. Like the more women you collect, the better off you're doing.
Yeah.
That's a good point, man. I want to catch up with these comments. Everybody's going crazy in the comment section. Somebody say something. I'll try to.
Okay,
Find the book.
real quick.
So,
So I did want to point out something in your book, and also something I saw on IG the other day.
okay.
She's talking about how women don't take men at their word before they get in a relationship with them. So there's a part of your book where you talk about you were interested in this guy and y'all were having a great time or whatever, but he did make it clear that he didn't want to remarry. And you later on in the book, well, later on, a few pages later, you proceeded to be in a relationship with him anyway, and you broke your celibacy for it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, despite what he had already said, why did you feel that entering into a relationship with him was a good move, and why do you think women do stuff like that in general?
I think it goes back to that thing where women feel inadequate without a man, and so even though we know he may not be a good fit, we know he's not the one for us, we take him on as a project because somehow our ego get involved. And it's like, no, he don't really mean that. I know I'm a good woman. I know I got the best stuff out there. So all he got to do is just experience me, and I'm changing his mind.
Experience me.
Yeah. He's going to change his mind. But and sometimes that works and sometimes it don't. I mean, in this case, I'm glad it didn't work out for me because I don't want to be the woman to have to, now men look at you to lead the whole relationship. And I mean, you kind of know, I don't know any woman out there who want to be the leader of the relationship,
You feel like men want women to lead the relationship?
But you manipulate the man to that point,
Oh, okay.
You manipulate him to marry you or whatever your personal gain is. Now he's going to be looking for you to be the leader in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, if you do end up getting married to a guy like that, you get tired of that. You want to be dated and you want to be courted,
Mm-hmm.
You want to feel like you dating, courting the man. You know what I mean?
You don't believe in partners like courting each other in a respect?
Yeah. I don't think the women should be doing it as much as the man, but I think she should show her man some special treatment or whatnot.
What's the woman's special treatment? What's that look like?
Well, you maybe call you guys first, pay for a meal a time or two.
Only a time or two, though. Nothing more than
that.
Twice a year, baby. Twice a year, baby. That's all I can do.
Christmas, stuff like that.
Father's Day,
Father's Day.
Sorry, we're going crazy. I thought you was going to go crazy. Sorry, we're going all the hearts. Calm your ass down.
So with that being said, do you feel like men nowadays don't take the lead in relationships like they should? Or do you think men are not?
I think they don't because women are manipulating these men to get into relationships because, again, women are led to believe that I'm nothing without a man. And so to prove to my social class or my, group of friends who maybe already be married, I'm on this hunt now to find me a man, get me a man. And so we're doing more of the hunting instead of the men doing more of the hunting.
What ways you say men are women are manipulating men into relationships?
Well, with sex and maybe they're letting the men know that here's how I can provide for you. I have my own house, my own car, my own business, stuff like that. So see, all you gotta do is just come home and be my husband. And I have this nice little life all set out for you. And so
is it really okay with men just kind of placing themselves in their success, or just being a chump? I mean, because that's what I think.
That's what that woman is. Yeah, it's a lot of women out here just, being this guy meal ticket just to say I have a husband.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what's so. I mean, I guess desperation does play a role, but it's like I feel like if I'm a woman, I'm on my business. I got a house, I got a car. I'm gonna look at this dude as a liability. If he has nothing going on, I'm assuming you're talking about dudes who got nothing going on for themselves.
Yeah, it can work both ways, whether he got something or not. But
I feel like if he had something going on, that would look like there's an incentive. Okay, he already good, I'm good. Let's combine forces Be Power Rangers, like.
Yeah, because I mean, it is, you can't manipulate a man too much who already have a lot going for himself. You know, he already knows what he wants.
Right.
You know, he got his own place to live, got his own money.
Right.
You know, you can't manipulate him too much. But for a lot of guys who don't have that, you know, it's easier to manipulate them, you know, for the sake of having a husband.
Cree said she ain't telling no lies.
Thank you, Cree.
So how, I guess this answer's kind of obvious, but like, as far as like trying to keep yourself from falling in that trap of the dude that doesn't, 'cause I'm gonna tell you what men do. Y'all know how men do. Like, we say we're not ready for a relationship, then we want the perks and everything. I guess how do women not fall for, I guess I won't say trap, because they're still pursuing themselves. But what do women do to keep themselves from falling victim to something like that? Like, do they just take a man at his word, even though he's still doing stuff that he's still calling you first thing in the morning, or he's still
good morning,
good morning,
morning queen?
I mean, because if they're not careful, you know that it does feel good to wake up to a good morning text sometimes. You know, text yourself, I guess. I don't know. But
text yourself.
Yeah, text yourself. Good morning, beautiful.
I do it all the
That
time.
works.
I do it all the time.
Go ahead and schedule it.
Yeah.
Go and schedule it, and then you surprise yourself.
Like, oh.
Just put like 9, and then you just roll it a little. You just roll it and see where it's stopping. And
This is
you
so stupid.
oh, surprise!
Oh my god.
But I think the main thing is, you know, just getting back to that self-love, you know, understanding that they have the power, you know.
Right.
And working on some of those abandonment and lonely issues that make them want somebody, that make them want to fill that void.
Right,
You know?
right, absolutely. Just enjoy yourself, man.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm all about that, enjoying yourself life. Like getting out and doing what you enjoy by yourself, like just going somewhere, looking up events. Sorry, y'all, we back. You want a stupid Wi-Fi?
Yeah, you sorry,
No. I'll throw this whole laptop, bro.
broke boy.
Anytime being manipulated from
Manipulate me.
assets.
Manipulate. I'll be your validation that you're a
All
good
right, man.
woman.
Who was so stupid? Well, who's making the last point, man? Continue with the statement.
I don't remember. I don't remember. Don't be caught out here lacking.
Yeah.
Don't.
We were talking about self-loving and stuff, so you can not fall victim to people who don't know what they really want and will wrap you up in a triangle and whatnot. Just fall in love with yourself. Please take time to just fall in love with yourself.
Yeah.
And it just gives you discernment, that peace of mind we talking about. And like I said, just consider celibacy, because I think it can help with that. I think.
Yeah.
I feel like it could. And just take a break. It's okay to not have sex. That's one thing I meant to make a point about earlier. It's okay to just not be having nobody you can consistently have sex with, regardless of what your friends say. And this especially goes for like, I think it's definitely bad for women, but I know because we're men, I know our social circles as men, whenever we go to our homeboys, and our homeboys know that we hung out with somebody last night and we didn't have sex, like you get ridiculed, like you get clowned off the top. Like your boys will tell you that your game ain't strong or whatever, or she don't really like you. But it's just okay to not just have sex on the first date or whatever. Like it's okay. So
Yeah. Jesus, first date.
that's what people. I'm telling you, people was just expecting.
Yeah, I feel like the average time to have sex is like it's like under 1.5 dates. Like
Well, you said that before. What does a half mean? Like is it halfway?
Okay, so like it's the spread, right? It's the spread. No, listen. Okay, so let's say the spread is like 7.5, right? That means that you either betting that the team is going to lose by 7 or win by 8. There is no, because you see, if you said the spread is 8, you can't do that, right? Because the number can be hit, but 7.5 can't be hit. So it's over or under. Basically, you get what I'm saying? They put half on it, so there can always be an over or under. You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying now.
Okay.
When you said half before, it was like, does it mean halfway through the day you just, no, it's time. I see what you're saying now.
Man, you don't be betting no money, man. You see, look, broke boy.
But I gotta
Like
make
I
money.
said-
I gotta make money while I sleep. You know what I'm saying? These book sales.
Yeah. Your book says.
Me and Lontaya getting that publisher money.
Yeah.
No, I think like even
Is yours on Kindle?
a day.
Is yours available?
It ain't gotta be on camera.
Broke boy. See, this shit ain't even digitally available.
Cause
You gotta
life.
wait for the paper copy.
I got people beating down my door to get my shit in real life. Wow. From across seas.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well, let people know your address since
It's,
they,
it's Columbia College Drive somewhere. Let me put your mom home. No, man. I feel like even a date and a half is, even by that, it's kind of early. I think it's okay. It's perfectly fine to wait longer than that. If you can, I think you should. Beyond the date and a half rule. If you can wait if you can wait a good month when you meet somebody new, and just determine if you actually like this person before y'all have sex, because like so much goes, and I hope Star comes back in the room because she has some really good points. We'll hope so too. She makes some really good points in my IG Live. Like there's so much that goes into sex, and sex can be so expensive.
Yeah.
Like to get sex in the first place, if something goes wrong during sex. You know what I'm saying?
That Plan B pill costs $40-$50, don't it?
$50 just for that.
Yeah.
Shit, they ain't guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? You gotta buy condoms. You gotta buy good condoms if you actually want to feel something. You gotta buy some good quality condoms. Like it's a lot, and things can still go wrong. You can still have a baby with this person you probably did not care about.
Yeah, for real.
So, like, it's completely fine just to like
not have sex.
Yeah, Daniel said, "Can he get at least
I know
3
you
months?"
think Huh?
Daniel said, "Can he at least get 3 months?" What's that said?
Who's Daniel?
Daniel Williams in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah, can y'all wait 3 months? We can't. Will I know?
You got power wait 3 months.
Yeah.
But this guy.
He's
over 6 months. He up the ante.
Or 6 months? No.
6 months ain't that long.
I don't know. I don't know. Shut up, man. I don't know. It depends on like what kind of connection we're making. Like, 'cause if we're making like a real good connection, like you might be that one. Then yeah.
He's on the street with sense.
But if I feel any inkling of this thing not working out, I'm gonna break it off.
He gonna be that dude that just stopped calling that you talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You gonna see them 3 bubbles, and that's gonna be it.
Left them on read.
Does it make a little sound when you keep the sound on? Doesn't make a little sound. I think that's about it, man.
Yeah.
So just try it out, y'all. Just see.
Yeah.
Try selling this out for 30 days.
That will show you all
That's
that
more so
colors.
absent. That's more so absent.
Yeah, but you know, at least it's a start. Yeah. Read the book.
Read the book first.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think the book can help men at all? Or is it just for Christian women?
I think it can help men, you know. I think it can. If you know, but there's a lot. I talk a lot in there about boundary settings and loving yourself. You know, I mean, I wouldn't want to tell them my personal story because they might use that to try to manipulate. You know, get the game plan to manipulate other women. I hope they wouldn't take it for that, but. You know, there's a lot of techniques in there that anybody can benefit from as far as boundary settings and loving yourself. You know, if men are in that type of thing, you know.
If they're in the boundaries.
You know, they're tired of women manipulating them down the aisle.
Men boundaries start at baby. At babies. That's where men's boundaries start at.
Do you not feel like most men who are like manipulated just want to be manipulated and they just allow it to happen?
Who wants to be manipulated? Like,
I think there's a thing where some people know that somebody's like not. I've heard this from people, like somebody knows somebody's not good for them, but because they get what they want in terms of like sex or money, they just go along with it.
Yeah.
Well, some people value
sex like that.
Some people value sex that highly. It's wrong, but
some people do. But I'm saying, like, I think after you've been with somebody for a while, some people can be like, "Yo, like, I only hear from her when she wants something." Like, she's spending every dime I got, but when ask her for something more. If I ask her what we doing, I get a vague answer. Like that's when you kind of know that you're being manipulated, but you just kind of go with it.
That means you're weak, right?
Yeah.
Like if you can recognize it and you still rolling with it.
It can be weakness. It can be just you just want to go with whatever y'all's. It's like I guess like some sugar daddies. Like I don't know a lot of sugar daddies that think that these young women are super sexually attracted to them the way they say they are, but they don't mind spending money to have like this hot young woman around them.
Well, aren't they both getting what they want?
Yeah, but I think he's still allowing himself to be manipulated. If she's telling him lies, and he just like goes with it. Like
maybe he views it like just the cost of doing business. Like maybe it's just like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It could be it. I feel like.
I mean, if you got bread, just blow.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you're still being manipulated, but just like you're cool, like you just going along with it. I guess.
But it's not manipulated if you know what it is, right? Like manipulated means I feel like some form of deception.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I guess because I think I was thinking in terms of you're obviously getting the lesser end of the deal, and that's what I guess that's the form of manipulation I was thinking about.
I understand that, but like I guess it's all how it's perceived. Like maybe sex is the ultimate goal for this one guy that you're talking about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Probably so. Daniel said, "Not tricking if you got it." Yep.
There you go.
Number one rule. There you are. Well, good deal, man. Well, you want to do any more shout-outs for your book or anything else you got going on?
This is going to be let it be known, this is going to be the Black Business Shout-out.
You said you had somebody else.
I'm going to do Feast of Soul.
You ain't shit.
I'm going to do Feast of Soul also.
You guys should really order the book. You can buy it on Amazon or my website, LatanyaJones.com. And please let me know what you think. Leave me reviews on Amazon. And you can contact me to be on your panel discussion or whatever. Let's just talk about it. Buy it, leave your reviews, and let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Have a real conversation. Thank you, everybody, I'm sorry the video went out. Like I said, we're on this public Wi-Fi, and that's like what happened. But thank y'all for all y'all's comments and everything.
Also, for Black Business Shout-out of the Week, please make sure you go to Piece of Soul SC. They are usually posted up on the corner of, Main and Bellevue, right outside of downtown Columbia. It's actually across the street from their old spot where they were formerly Lamb's Bread Cafe. But they serve all vegan food, no dairy, no meat, and it is soul food. I went there today, had the spare ribs, rice, purple cabbage, and macaroni and cheese. Shit was bomb. Bomb.
Mars bomb.
That's my guy. A coworker of mine had the burger and fries from there, and she loved it also. So make sure you check out Piece of Soul SC. You can catch them on Instagram at Piece of Soul SC. You can catch them on Facebook, facebook.com/Piece of Soul. And you can go to their website, Piece of Soul, and join their mailing list. So the building should be done, based off what he told me, it should be done soon. There's not an exact date yet, but you can catch them. If you follow them on Instagram or whatever, you can check out all the stuff they've got going on, and they'll keep you updated as far as the menu daily, and they even travel to some other spots. Like they were in Asheville last week. So check them out. It's very good food, Black owned.
That's not what's legal on that one. There it is.
Piece of soul.
Awful. Last but not least, we got our thirst of the week for tonight. It is Miss Yersa Daily Award.
We got to check her out.
She's a beautiful lady. She ain't no Instagram model.
God.
She ain't got the yams per se. She does have yams because she's Black, but she's a beautiful young lady.
She ain't got no picture.
But she's
cute.
She's lovely, dark and beautiful.
She's natural.
Natural. She's also British, so get used to that. She's a poet. She's
I gotta get her green card.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Inconvenient already.
Bro, if you appreciate it, you do it. She's a poet. She's one of my favorite poets. She has 2 books out right now. One is called Bone, which is maybe my top 10 poetry books of the last 5 or so years. This is a phenomenal book. And she also has a memoir called The Terrible, which was kind of prose and poetry. Both phenomenal works. Definitely check out both of them. But yeah, she's been a poet out here for a minute. She's an actress. She had a show called Box that I'm trying to find again. It was on YouTube, but they took it down, I guess, for copyright reasons. But,
Boo.
yeah.
Boo the man.
Daniel said, it's yam. She must have all the meats. I've never heard somebody say it like that. Look her up, man. Yersa Daily Ward. She's very beautiful. Like I said, actress. What else? She models.
You might want to tell them how to spell that one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So, good point. YRSA is Yersa. Then Daily, DALEY -Ward, WARD. You can find her at Yersa Daily Ward on IG and Twitter. And just check out her. Like I said, she's beautiful, but just check out her work. She's a phenomenal artist. And I love her.
Word.
Yeah.
We want to thank the lovely Miss Lontaya Jones for joining us again.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You are wonderful. Fantastic.
What would you like your rainbow to say?
My rainbow.
We're building a budget for the rainbow. It's going to come over your head and say,
it's going to say I'm celibate, now what?
There you go.
You know what? I'm actually trying to make it happen
There you
this time.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to.
But like you got to run ours straight across. It can't be a full rainbow. It's got to be a line of light.
What?
It's got to be straight across. Like we can't straight steal it. Like we can't do this.
Okay. So don't you have to say the word and then we do our hands? How does it work?
Well, I don't think they do that, but still.
We're not taking this from nobody. This is our idea.
This is straight stolen. This is straight stolen.
All right, you got to work at the copyright things, but from now on, I'm celibate now. What? Me? All right, it's gonna be on the thing.
This goes. Okay. So wait, this is what we do. Okay, so we have the guest say.
That's what
like a cross up.
Oh, we should do. Is this gonna be a rainbow? Or it's gonna be like sparkles.
I don't know what it's gonna be.
I think sparkles.
It's sparkles. That's what I think. Sparkles. All right, so you gotta say your sparkle while you do your fingers. All right, 1, 2, 3, go.
Sparkles.
No.
No, not sparkles. You go. I'm celibate now. What? And you gotta like drag it out. You gotta drag it out so we can put something right there.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
All right.
Right again.
I'm celibate, now what?
You didn't do it. Why my face? You're supposed to be in front of us.
Just sparkles
It's like
in your
I'm
eyes.
celibate now. What? You gotta do this.
That's what we get it.
You gotta look at the camera intensely.
Don't look at the camera like he did just now. Please don't do that shit. We're gonna work on it.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. We appreciate y'all for another show. Hope y'all take this good knowledge that the good sister Lontaya Jones gave it to y'all and try to try this out. What this is. So yeah, we'll see you next time on Cultivated Ignorance.
Thank you. Make sure you follow us, like, subscribe, everything at Cultivated Ignorance.
Do all that.
Good night.